Hello everyone and welcome to another banner verdict. Today we just have so much news to talk about, and it's summertime here and the news is hot and so are the in-game updates, so we just have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. So yeah, we gotta wear some shades for this one. Oh my god, honestly the last 3 hours waiting for data was interesting, but now that we actually have the data, there's a lot of stuff to talk about as it turns out. So I'm not entirely sure where I should get started, so let's just get started with the step up and the brand new banner, because this one is probably it's definitely some of the biggest information here. So first of all, we have 3 brand new units that have been added to the game. First of all is this girl. This girl, she's not super exciting anything in her kit, I gotta say, just kind of pretty okay in general. But her TMR is pretty incredible for anyone who needs a big boost in spirit. This accessory, 40% spirit on it, minus a little bit of water resistance, perfectly fine to me, because this bread is absolutely awesome and I really want this TMR. Also on her too, she's pretty cute. Next up is our 4-star. Now, for anybody on the global side, I'm so sorry. This was definitely not me. It was hard to predict, and as it turns out, oh my god, did Alum go overboard with this. Say hello to the queen of the TMRs in the 4-star base, because this thing is a 50% limit burst boost damage materia. And also just a little bit of limit burst crystal fill too. Now, if it sounds familiar, it's because it's essentially Squall's Super TMR. Oh my god. Now, Squall's Super TMR is a 1.55. This is a 1.5 times increase to limit burst damage. Needless to say, this is quite possibly the most valuable 4-star in the game, next to Gravy easily. And a big thing to note is that Alum has said recently that they are planning on rebalancing TMRs and maybe Super TMRs. I assume Super TMRs are in there because this essentially makes Squall's Super TMR infinitely valueless. As a matter of fact, if I was to redo my Super TMR list, Squall's Super TMR would be completely off the list now, because this is just huge. This is amazing. This thing is incredibly valuable, and for anyone on global who pulled 4 Squalls, oh my god, I am so sorry for all the money you spent currently. Here's hoping that the rebalance will actually make Squall's Super TMR way better, but for now, this is both wonderful news for any players who are not Super TMR heavy, for those of us who are Super TMR heavy and did get Squall, 4 of them. Damn. Savage, brutal, wrecked. Now, everything else in her kit doesn't look super special. She's got some wind, you know, some damage dealing, but other than that, really nothing too crazy in here that is worth talking about all that much. Now, last but not least is Crimson. Crimson, who is a bit of an enigma and a bit of a mystery, but it's okay. So, this guy's kit is surprisingly reminiscent of Axstar. For one thing, he has fire and ice imbuing on himself, meaning he can give either of those elements to his attacks. Who has those attacks again? Oh right, Axstar. So not only that, this guy does have both Holy Explosion and AT chaining, as we have been told by Alum, so that's pretty incredible. But the other thing in his kit that is just kind of stupid is the fact that he can give killers to the party as well. He actually has first of all, I should say he has just natural Demon Killer in his kit. That is pretty incredible already. Demon Killer is really valuable right now, as it seems like a lot of demons are popping up, and the most recent trial, Ultros and Typhoon is a demon, so it's almost like this guy is catered to that. Now, he does have a couple of ways of actually giving himself extra. For equipping his own TMR, he gets another 75% damage against demons. But he has 3 abilities. 3 abilities, 2 that gives just to the caster, one of 50%, one of 100% extra demon killers. And the other one he can give 30% to all allies. Now, that's really, really big because this guy is essentially the demon killer. If you consider how strong he can be, he has a base attack of 204, and just to bring it up, an extra 65 points put in should be, you know, just pretty damn strong all around. Not only that, he has 150% true dual hand in his kit, so 1 Axstar TMR, 1 Clouds TMR, and he hits the 300% cap very quickly. It should be noted that for equipment, he can also equip both katanas and greatswords. I believe his kit is a little more geared towards greatswords. Yes, he gets extra 50% fire resistance and a 50% attack just for equipping a greatsword at his base 5-star. Why is that important? Well, it means he's 100% fireproof, naturally. Omega hates this guy. This guy is essentially Omega Killer. If only you have machine killers, but I guess you can just stick Alexander on him and you're good to go, because this guy will not die from Omega's preemptive. So yes, he is essentially pretty damn good. He has 5% MP recovery in his kit. He's got a lot of nice passives. He gains limit burst per turn. And that brings us to the big thing, because his cooldowns are, you know, damage dealing that ignore 50% defense, and also give fire or ice resistance 100% to the party for 3 turns. That's pretty great. But his limit burst damage is the thing that stands out the most to me. This guy might actually be CG Hayu 2, because he does do a 26 times attack to all enemies, and it's a multi-hit. I believe it's 24 hits. I guess we can bring it up. Yes, it is 24 hits at 2600%. So it is a very strong attack. It also gives an attack and defense boost to the entire party of 160% for 3 turns. So, long story short, this guy is just really, really powerful. If you didn't get Axstar, if you're just starting the game, if you just got, you know, Aerith recently and you're looking for an absolutely incredible attacker, I'd say this guy is pretty damn incredible. I wouldn't say he's better than Axstar. For one thing, he only can get triple cast for 1 turn max, and that is from basically equipping his own TMR, the, what is it, 30 per, where'd it go? Huh, interesting. I believe it is 30% for equipping a great sword as well as regular, so it should be about 60% total, which is really nice. I think his stats are really good. I think his attack is really good. He has no other way of getting triple cast, so that's a big strike against him. But it seems like he is totally built around limit burst damage, and a 24 hit limit burst damage that he does have should be plenty strong enough to do a lot of damage, especially with elemental damage that he can do, and he should be essentially the easy kill button on the most recent trial in JP. Now, next up is the CG Lid CG Fina banner. Now, this unit is... what can I say about her? Well, for one thing, take a look at just her HP. Her HP and MP, defense, and spirit all stand out as very strong things, just looking at her base. Just look at that. Which is great, because it turns out she's a support unit. And the way I can describe her is she is essentially CG Lid and CG Fina's kit combined together. Now you'll notice no magic. It's okay. So first of all, the big thing here, the limit burst. This limit burst is a big buff to just the entire party. Let me just bring it up. Sorry, a big debuff to the enemy party. Not a buffer here. Decrease attack, defense, and magic and spirit, 75% to all enemies for 3 turns. Increase water resistance to the party for 3 turns. Again, this seems pretty nice. It is a very strong debuff, not as strong as CG Lid, but it seems like for combining these two girls, we kind of lose a little bit of power, but still a 75% is really big. That is a max 7-star also. Now she does have in her kit all of the single breaks, and she can, I should say, she's, as in to she, anyway. She does have all of the 60% debuffs that CG Lid normally has, but they also debuff 2 elements each one. Most of them debuff water resistance, but they do debuff a second element for 75% for 5 turns to a single enemy, which is very big. That is a big, big, big debuff, and my ad blocker just crashed. Nice. She has the ability to give Aquatic Killer as well for either physical or magical, and give water resistance, which is very strong, again, with the Ultros and Typhoon trial being around recently. She can debuff AoE as well. She can... But kind of the big story here is the fact that she can, and this is really cool, improve the 4 debuffs that Lid normally has. By using one of her cooldowns, they actually become 74% single target, Let me restart. It's kind of exciting. Using her AoE debuffs, or using her, god damn it, using her one of her cooldown abilities will strengthen all of her normally single target breaks. They then become 74% AoE for 5 turns and debuff the elemental resistance for 100%. This is a very strong debuffer. This is considerably stronger because of that one reason. It does use her cooldown ability, which is available every 6 turns. That being said, the cooldown is very strong. It's available turn 1 on a 6-turn cooldown, recovers 75% to all allies, increase limit burst gauge of all allies by 14 crystals. That is a big boost that is basically making Eileen cry in the corner, and then it makes all of her debuffs stronger. However, it is only for 1 turn, so it is not as reliable, but every other turn you have still the 60% debuff. So, you know, for 1 big turn, you can either go for a big push in damage or a big, you know, amount of damage reduction without needing the limit burst. Still, lots of ways to do it. She also, a cool ability, but kind of might hurt your party, 20% chance to inflict charm on your allies for 3 turns, but you get the water element on your physical attacks for 5 turns. So elemental imbuing, considering that she can, you know, debuff 100% water resistance, is very strong. It could be very strong for a ton of teams. So I have to say, I think it's very valuable. She also has ways to regen MP for the entire party and give MP back to the entire party immediately, with giving a little bit of extra back return. Doesn't give any to herself, but that's okay. That's not what we're interested in. Now, her 7-star, the other cooldown ability, which is rather big, is an auto-revive 80% HP, 3 turns to all allies, decrease attack, defense, magic, and spirit for 2 turns to all enemies by 74%. Very, very strong. She has a big water boost, water resistance boost, also in her 6-star kit that is degrading, so 100%, 75%, 50%, and also gives a 200% limit burst fill rate. And the last ability that I should talk about is her increase to water resistance, because this thing actually is just 75%, which is, you know, pretty damn good if you think about it. But it also has an 2500 HP with an 18 times mod heal to all allies and recover 30 MP to all allies. That's enough MP to actually let your tank provoke or cover. So, needless to say, I think Fina, and just a lot of passives in her kit, I think that she is very strong. Her 6-star unfortunately can't double cast her ability. She needs her own TMR in her 7-star to be able to double cast. So that is a problem. And the other reason that this is a problem is because while it is absolutely great that you can get one of them guaranteed, and as a matter of fact, as it turns out, she is not time limited, so you should be able to UOC her as well. Okay, so it is an option for anyone who's looking for it. Here's the way I look at it. Crimson should be a very strong damage dealer that is based totally or very strongly around limit burst, but with his extra demon killers, he could pump out just a lot of damage. CG Lid CG Fina is an absolutely cool collectible unit that is in a great bundle. I think that there's almost no reason not to go for this. It's basically, you know, a solid value that you're getting out of your 8k Lapis spent, considering how strong the unit is if you ever want to make her into a 7-star later. If you do need support and debuffing skills, she's an incredible combined unit. I wouldn't say that she replaces your healer, but she should be able to be slotted very easily into the party, replacing either Orin or CG Lid, especially CG Lid, I think, because CG Lid just doesn't offer as much bonuses as this unit does. Now, the problem comes with the second one, because if you're not willing to UOC her, you can do the Step Up program and basically get 130% rainbow ticket for the girls. You know, you might get lucky, you might not, so it's kind of hard to tell. The other way to do it is to get on the 5% rainbow banner. Now, honestly, the rainbow pool is pretty damn good here. Folka is a top tier healer, and a little bit of a different healer from Aerith to a much bigger MP battery. So probably the counterpoint to most people who have Aerith and nothing else. Of course, Nickel here, absolutely fantastic buffer still. A little outclassed by Eurasia, but still plenty good. And of course, getting your second one of these. So the 5% banner is a better rainbow chance, but it is not a guaranteed rainbow chance. Just because it is higher doesn't mean you can do it. The other thing is you can only do it 10 times, so do remember that. Now, the other thing that has come up is a 48-hour guaranteed rainbow banner. And this is just kind of hard to be super into. This does feel a little bit like a giant Lapis trap because, well, they are guaranteed 5 stars. I'm not entirely sure if what the pool is at the time of this recording. As a matter of fact, even while I am looking, because there was nothing on Reddit earlier, but I will take a quick peek. Honestly, doesn't look like there is any information yet, so it's super hard for me to tell what the units, or if the units in the guaranteed 5-star are even a little bit limited to a certain group. So, and I don't want to say anything yet till I absolutely see. But I think both of these are pretty big Lapis traps. Speaking of Lapis traps, we also have this. For 1,000 Lapis, you get 2 summon tickets and a whole bunch of awakening stuff. Don't do it. You can get this from King Moggs. You can get this from raids. You don't need this at all. There also will be the return of the 300 Lapis per day for a ticket, as well as some stamina pots. Again, stay the hell far away from this. I say this every time. It's not up yet, but when it does come up, you should stay the hell away from it. So how do I feel about these 2 banners? Well, first of all, I gotta say the Crimson banner is 100% worth pulling on. That 4-star base is the most valuable unit. And if you happen to get a Crimson out of it, I think he did incredibly well, because Crimson still seems like he will be an incredibly strong attacker, especially with that limit burst damage in the game now. Should be just really damn strong. really, really damn strong. Now, as for Lid and CG Fina, I gotta say this bundle, I can almost find no way of saying it. If you're absolutely married to Auron, then you probably won't necessarily need this bundle, but in general, I think this is absolutely solid value for anyone starting the game, or long-term players too. It gives you a cool new unit that I think is actually a damn solid kit. Not a healer, not a buffer, but a little bit of or debuffer, I should say, but a little bit of everything, and pretty damn strong in what she can do. So I absolutely do think that this is a wonderful banner. The 2 5-star guarantees, I'm not convinced at all on. I think you should stay away probably from both of these until I find out at least a little bit more information about it. And last but not least, the 5% guaranteed. Now, I'm just not a big fan of lapis-only banners. I'm really sick of this. I really want Alan to stop this. I would say, though, that if you are looking for a second way to get it, this isn't necessarily bad, because you either have a chance of hitting Polka, who has a great super TMR, or CG Nickel, who has another great super TMR, and are both great units in their own right. So definitely not bad. And we got gifted a 10k lapis recently, and there's the story reset. But remember that there is still the anniversary coming up, so who knows what we could get, given that we just got 10k lapis now. Could be a ton of great stuff coming up. But yeah, long story short, to end this video, let's go. I wonder what's inside. There they are. And just to really hammer home, look how great that animation is. Oh my god. Oh, CG Sakura gets a brain freeze. Lid's sad that Fina got a starfish and she got nothing. This unit's awesome. And a whole bunch of cactars. Woo! And some nice tickets too. So that puts me up pretty damn high in the ticket count. But yeah, absolutely love the Crimson banner. I'd say that it is totally worth throwing some resources at, just for the 4-star alone. And the CG Fina unit, I definitely recommend her if you can. Maybe UOCs are a little bit safer. If not, maybe go the Crimson step up and see if that 30% ticket pays off. But far as I know, pretty much been confirmed that CG Lid and CG Fina CG unit is not limited time only, so you still have a chance to get her in the future. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you found this informative, and I'll see you next time.